All right, hey there. Here's a tip for you. Cutting 2x4s. Most of y'all know this already, but if this is your first time cutting any wood, any 2x4s or any sort of boards at all, obviously you want your safety glasses. That's the first thing. But then when you measure, this for example, I'm going to be doing a fireplace, an electric fireplace insert. So I'm going to cut some, I got to frame out the my fireplace. So I got to cut some boards that are 36 inches. So that's 3 feet. I'm going to go to my 36, make my line. Now, like I said, most of y'all know this already, but when you go to cut, you got to think that the blade, the thickness of this blade, it's pretty wide. So if you just cut right through the middle of your line, what you thought you had was 36 inches. Now you cut your board short. You can look at, and some blades vary, but this blade is over a 1/16 of an inch width, is over a 1/16 of an inch wide. So you want to save the line. If you don't care about your dimensions and there's no accuracy involved and it doesn't have to fit somewhere perfectly, okay, cut right through the center of the line, doesn't really matter. But if you're really critical and you have to have that to be exactly 36 inches or whatever the dimensional cut is, then you want to save that line. So what I do is I'll touch down the blade to the board and till I see that it's right up against that line. I don't want to go right through the middle of the line. I want to save that line. So you save that line, you're going to get a true 36 inches or whatever your cut is. I'm going to make another mark. 36. So it's not turned on, the power's off, but I'm taking this blade and I'm touching it down right to the board. And it's right up against that edge. It's going to save the line, and should be a true 36 inches. So we're going to go cut it now. Safety glasses. As you can see, you can barely see, but the line is still there, like barely just a sliver of that line. So this should be a true 36 inches, what I initially measured for. Yeah, 36 inches, right on the money. So save the line. If you need a precise cut, take into consideration the thickness of the blade. Don't cut right through the line. Touch that blade down, make sure the power's off, touch that blade down right to that line. Make sure you still see that line. Don't cut right through the middle of the line. It's just a tip. Like I said, most of y'all already know that, but for the new beginner woodworkers or anybody who's cutting boards or just DIY projects, if you need a precise cut, save that line. You can't add wood to it. You can always cut it a little too big and then cut down smaller, but you don't want to cut through the line. Hope this helps. See that? You can still see there's my line right there because I saved that line.